We have new details on a story we've been reporting on for more than a year.
Here's what a home on Wayne Avenue looked like only a few days ago, with the tall grass, trash everywhere. It smells awful. We reported on it, and now it's cleaned up.
But as Kelli Taylor explains, neighbors aren't yet satisfied.
A spokesperson for the city says this property was already on the list to be cleaned up today, so it was just a coincidence that it ended up on the news earlier this week. But the trees have been trimmed, the grass has been cut, and the trash has been moved to the curb. And neighbors say this is only a Band-Aid.
Last year they didn't cut it at all, none whatsoever, but as soon as we get back on TV, boom, bam, thank you, ma'am, it's done.
Anita says she's frustrated by the lack of upkeep to this abandoned property on Wayne Avenue.
We shouldn't have to keep going through this. It's a ticket been out on this since what, 2011? But this is crazy. This is 2017.
6 years ago, the property was labeled dangerous. It was the focus of a KCTV5 investigation nearly 2 years ago, and it's still standing. John Bacala with Kansas City's Neighborhood and Housing Division says they're working to take care of the eyesore.
We understand. If I lived in the homes surrounding these homes, I can understand their sentiments. But again, we had hoped to have this situation taken care of by now, and we still might. We still might have an owner for this property.
He says the city is trying to save the home from being torn down because it passed an inspection late last year and was high on the rehab scale.
One of the problems we have is a lack of housing stock in the urban core, and that's why it's important for the city to try, if possible, to preserve properties like this, because we just don't have many of them at all that are available for sale.
Potts, whose parents live across the street from this house, agrees the home should be rehabbed, but says if the city owns it, they need to maintain it until there's a new owner. With thousands of vacant properties across the city, Bacala says it's difficult to get crews to locations like these as fast as neighbors want them there.
I'm not happy because this is just a preliminary to make us shut up, but trick or treat, I'm not shutting up.
The city says if the potential owner backs out, they will have to reevaluate this property for demolition, but there's also a list for that too. In Kansas City, Kelli Taylor, KCTV5 News.
Neighbors are fired up.